Hello, welcome to your favorite program, Renewed Hope Podcast, and I'm your host, Lashek Shovia here. Today we're going to be dissecting analyzing the manifesto of His Excellency, the Renewed Hope Manifesto of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I have two special guests in the studio with me today who are going to be doing justice to some of the thematic areas in the policy document of His Excellency Asiwaju. And on my right here, I have Barrister John Oboh. You're highly welcome to the program today.
Thank you.
I also have Dr. Bako Mohammed. Yeah, so like I said, this is a Renewed Hope podcast, and the reason we are having this podcast is to educate and enlighten Nigerians on the benefits that the manifesto or that the Asiwaju government is going to bring to the people. So before we go into the manifesto proper, I would like to ask you, what does renewed hope mean to you?
Thank you, Mr. Shem. When I first got the theme of Asiwaju's manifestos, Renew Hope, my spirit kicks.
Okay.
Because what Nigerians have lost in Nigeria is hope. Nigerians have lost hope in the Nigeria system, in the Nigeria state. The woman in Maiduguri believes that doesn't know when the next bomb will explode, and she lost hope in Nigeria. The farmer in Benue doesn't know when next the herdsman will come for his head, and he lost hope in the Nigeria system. The child in Maiduguri lost hope in the Nigeria system because he has no hope of going back to school anytime soon. The graduate on the street of Abuja lost hope in the Nigeria system because he's so sure that he's not going to get any job before he marks 35. And by 35, it will be too late for him to get any job. And that is going to live all life without a job. So the Nigerian people lost hope in the Nigeria system. So when the Asiwaju team came up with something, renew hope, all that was needed for Nigeria to move forward was somebody who can renew the hopes of Nigerians in the Nigeria state. So it's like recovering a state, the lost state, a failed state, a state that everybody is in the state of disarray, that we know that everything has failed, we have come to the end of the road. And Asiwaju came up with something. I am here to renew your hope. That word alone has recovered the Nigeria state back to Nigerians.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dr. Bako, what is your perspective about the renewed hope agenda of Asiwaju? What does it mean to you?
Thank you for having me. You see, we are looking at the perspective of the word hope. You know, hope is something that everybody is looking for. When you mention hope, you see people's yearning, you see people's aspiration, you see people urging for it. But where that hope is not, then you see the reverse of what I've just mentioned. As my colleague mentioned, you see, he mentioned Maiduguri, he mentioned Benue, and he mentioned general perspective of our educational system, which quite okay if you look at it critically. We lost all those hope. So now coming of this renewed hope is kind of rekindling the hope of all of us in the country. And this rekindling of hope is not only in one segment, it is a hope for everybody, from the grassroots to the top most excellent in the nation, which means everybody will be part of this renewed hope. So that's why we say it's a hope that has a positive vision for the country.
Thank you very much. So, talking about insecurity, I know you are a security expert, and then I would like you to throw more light into the manifesto, the Asiwaju's security proposal. How do you think it should be done? How do you think it should benefit Nigerians?
Certainly, we are looking at the concept of that security as he puts it together for the betterment of the nation. You see, quite okay, we have so much of challenges, so many of challenges, insecurity challenges in this country, of which they are part of what devastated our mind and then led us to loss of hope in some aspects in the country. But you see, if you want to renew the hope of the nation, the first paramount area for us to tackle is the security aspect. So you see, security is not mere saying that we are coming to recruit more military, more police, more. No, this time around, when we talk of security, it's security that will be participated by all of us. Security that will be intelligently, monitored. A security that all communities will be involved, apart from the main apparatus of security that the military, the police are. So you see, if you look at it perspectively, it's a security that generalizes the whole nation into the gulf of vision, the gulf of monitoring, and gulf of achieving the main area where we have some all those challenges. So I think
thank you very much, Doctor. Yeah, that's very interesting. What you're trying to say is that for Nigeria to achieve a holistic security system that will make everybody live in peace and harmony, we need everybody, every community involved. So that is very good, and we will ensure that this message is passed across to the appropriate quarters. So, Barrister, the educational proposition of Aswaju in the manifesto, can you throw some light into it?
There was a saying that goes like this: that if you want to destroy a nation, destroy their educational institutions, and they will destroy themselves. That's the reason why some of the most advanced countries in the world took education quite serious. India is where they are today. When we were quite young, we used to have a lot of Indian people littering the cities of Nigeria, looking for jobs, what to eat. A lot of them come to our various homes to beg. But suddenly they disappeared from the Nigerian streets. They returned, and India is what it is today because of education. We hired a lot of people to work for us today. Most of the people at the top management of institutions, multinationals, are Indians because they took education quite serious. Education is all we need to take serious to move forward as a nation. Asiwaju as a person is an offspring of the Awolowo policy and belief. Him taking education quite serious shows that he still lives in the spirit of his fathers. Education is so special in the West. One of the first foremost institutions were built in the West. For someone who can leave the shore of Nigeria, he left the shore of Nigeria to labor to be educated. He knows that he pride education. And that is what he's bringing to us. And he's bringing the kind of education that is available elsewhere to Nigeria, the kind of education, practical education. Education that is useful, not education that you acquire certificate and is not in any way useful to you. He studied abroad. He knows how the educational institutions out there works. He was one of the topmost students out there. So he has seen how education works out there, and that is what he's bringing to us. And free education has been in the West. After the Awolowo's regime, he died, and he revived it in Lagos, and I think that is what he wants to bring to all of us.
Yeah, like I always say. Sorry for cutting you. No, you continue.
Yes.
Like I always say in any episode of our podcast, I'm a beneficiary of the educational policy of Aswaju. Wow. We'll go into that some other time. So continue.
So the educational policy that have worked in Lagos, in a minute set of it, is what he is bringing to the larger Nigeria. That we in Benue should enjoy free education. It's possible. If he has made it work in Lagos, then it's possible anywhere. A lot of people are saying that these are bogus claims. No. If I have made it work, Lagos is a small Nigeria. A man from every state is present in Lagos. So if Lagos has worked, Nigeria can work. If you are talking about the diversionary view, the divisive view, we are all in Lagos. We all Nigerians are in Lagos.
Yes.
And those threats are all present in those people that live in Lagos. Exactly. So if it's possible in that minute setting, it's possible in the larger Nigeria.
I believe that, and I want to buttress that point. When I did my work in Lagos, it was free, and it was devoid of tribe, religion, or whatever you can color, whatever color you want to add to it. There was no issue of which state you are from. or your indigenship and something like that. It was just free. So long as you are a student and you live in Lagos, you were sure of getting to write your WAEC free of charge. Courtesy Asoju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I think the policy is still in place till date. So, Nigerians should just cheer up, and I believe hope is really here.
Hopeful.
Yeah, hope is really here. So, Doc, on the last note, in general, how do you expect? What do you think Nigeria should do? As we expect our new president to come in.
What I expect us to do as Nigerians, in forth to what is just coming about our new president. So I think we should pray, and at the same time, we should open up our mind to receive him wholeheartedly. At the same time, we should put ourselves into that aspect that we mentioned not quite long, that renewed hope. We should also look at it, because he's coming, and he's a leader that we have already tested him. He's a leader that we have already known that he has a vision. He's a visionary, and he has led, and then he has waited. And this is his own time that to reach to that land where the hope is renewed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So your last message, Barrister.
Okay, my last message to Nigerians is this. We have two offices in Nigeria.
Okay.
The office of the leader and the office of the follower. The leader can decide to lead, but the followers can refuse to follow. So the two parties must remain willing for us to move forward. Asiwaju is ready, is passionate, is willing to lead. Nigerians should be willing on that same page to follow too. What happened in Lagos that moved Lagos forward was leaders were ready and the followers were also willing.
Thank you so much.
Those two must go together for us to move forward.
Thank you so much.
The message of
Thank you so much, Barrister. I know if I leave you will continue to dissect these issues. Thank you so much, Dr. Bako, for coming. Thank you, Barrister John Oboh, for coming. Yes, so we have come to the end of today's episode of Renewed Hope podcast, and I hope you're going to join us next time as we bring in more, interesting people that will come to analyze this manifesto to us and tell us how it will be beneficial to the Nigerian people. Thank you so much, and on this note, I would like to say, cheer up Nigeria, hope is here.